The morning sun rose quickly over Umuala, spilling golden light through the palm trees and casting long shadows across the brown farm soil. Mist curled like smoke from the earth, softening the edges of the small, palm leaf-thatched huts. The air was thick with anticipation, as if the wind itself carried whispers of something about to unfold. Ola emerged from the shed. She stepped carefully, her feet brushing the dew-damp soil. Her eyes adjusting to the light. Obasi was standing with two tall young men. Their shoulders were broad, their faces chiseled with the same strength and noble bearing as Obasi. They had his striking features, only younger. She instantly recognized them as his sons. But the people she had seen through the crack in the mud wall had all vanished. Their absence unsettled her. Distant voices drifted through the trees, and something in her spirit twisted uneasily. Something had happened, something big, she could feel it, yet Obasi's calm face gave nothing away. The gazes of his sons unsettled her. She prostrated and greeted them respectfully. "Ola," Obasi said softly, "these are my sons." She greeted them again, but before she could ask more, he added, "Some guests are waiting to see you." Her voice trembled. "Nonai, I hope all is well."
"Don't worry, you will be fine."
But his words felt hollow. Sweat prickled her palms like tiny needles, and she uneasily wiped them on her wrapper. She paused, her feet rooted. Tears welled in her eyes as a wave of resistance swelled in her chest. "I don't want to go back," she whispered aloud. As she tried to retrace her steps, one of the sons blocked her path. Ola's chest tightened, tears welling. Obasi raised his hand, commanding his son to step aside. Uju crumpled to the floor, sobbing. "I don't want to go back." Gently, with fatherly warmth, Obasi crouched beside her, his voice calm but steady. "My daughter, did I harm you when you ate my fruits? Did I not offer you shelter and protection? Why then would I let anyone drag you back to the place you ran from? Stand up. Wipe your tears. Let no one say you were harmed in Umuala." Ola was led to an open clearing near the entrance of the farm. She had never seen it before. The elders of the village were seated in a semicircle. Among them, she saw two of her uncles, a few male cousins, and her aunt, Mama Zikora. The moment Mama Zikora spotted her, she lunged forward, arm raised to strike, as she always did at the slightest provocation. But Obasi stepped between them, his voice thunderous yet controlled.
"Woman, control yourself. This is Umuala, not your home. Here, maidens are not to be shamed or harmed."
In Umuala, it is believed that the rage of a maiden, if justified, carries venom that can poison the land. Maidens, therefore, are treated with care and reverence. One of Ola's cousins moved as if to defend Mama Zikora, but Obasi's sons also stepped forward, taller, firmer, unflinching. An elder broke the tension with a proverb.
"As fierce as fire is, it does not underestimate the strength of water. You are in Umuala. Sit."
Ola sat beside Obasi's family, trembling but comforted by their presence. Uncle Noji stood, trying to steady the tense air. He apologized, though his words lacked conviction. He recounted how Ola disappeared from Umuofia, how her aunt searched, her cousins scoured the stream and farms, and how at the border, a fair strange woman told them Ola was in Umuala. Whispers rippled among the elders at the mention of the strange maiden. "It is the fair maiden of Umuala." Ola's uncle continued, speaking of their night spent at Motsi Otoka's house at the border, but Ola wasn't listening. Their words, their concern, their daughter, it all sounded false. Inside, her rage boiled. "They mean their slave," she muttered to herself. Obasi arose. "My elders," he greeted, his presence calm yet commanding. "I informed you of the maiden I found in my farm. We agreed she should meet the Council of Mothers today, but the arrival of these guests brought urgency. He glanced at Ola's relatives. They accuse us of theft, of harm. But as you see, she is safe. No visitor has ever vanished from Umuala, unless the gods willed it. Let the one at the center of all this speak for herself. Before Ola could speak, an elder with a carved staff stood. Everyone greeted him. He reminded all of the unity among the four sister villages, Umuize, Umuala, Umuoku, Umuofia, and of the customs that bind them. We heard that the maiden is from Umuala, yet none from her maternal relative is present. Who are her mother's people? He asked. Faces shifted. Mama Zikora began to wipe invisible sweat from her face. A boy was sent to fetch Ola's maternal relatives after her uncle reluctantly gave their names. Shame began to simmer on Mama Zikora's face. My daughter, the elder called, you may speak. Ola stood and bowed deeply. The prickling sweat returned. Her voice wavered. She spoke of her life in Umuofia, of mistreatment, of labor, of sorrow. She didn't dare look at her so-called family. Then came the hesitation. Should she speak of the encounter at the stream? She glanced at Obasi and the elders. Yes, she had to. She told them of the mysterious ones at the stream who revealed truths she had never uttered aloud, that her parents had been killed by those she now stood before. A storm of rebuke erupted. Mama Zikora leapt and struck her. Her cousins lunged at Obasi's sons who rose to defend Ola. Chaos rippled through the gathering. Villagers poured in. Then, a woman rushed forward from the crowd and dragged Ola out of the frenzy. She removed her scarf and tied it around her waist. Touch her again, she dared Mama Zikora, and see if you will not find your match. She turned to her sons. Carry her. We are going home. Ola stared at the woman. She looked like her mother, fuller now, but familiar. Was her mother alive? Was her father? Her knees buckled, and she collapsed. She woke up in a large hut surrounded by women who looked like her. None of them allowed men inside, though knocks and deliveries came often. They washed her, fed her, and comforted her. One of the women approached with tears. It was the same woman who defended her at Obasi's farm.
I am your aunt, Ugo, your mother's twin.
Ola burst into tears and embraced her. She met two other aunties and her grandmother. They didn't need her to speak. They just loved her. They laughed about Auntie Ugo's fight. She's the crazy twin, they said. Even her sons don't dare her. That night, she was no longer just Ola. She was Ola of Umuala, the only daughter of her mother's line. The only maternal granddaughter in the family. They would not lose her again. At dawn, 4 black fowls were found at the entrance of Umuala village. An omen, a declaration of retaliation. Obasi arrived to deliver the news. All the men of Nakwi clan left swiftly. 2 warriors stood guard at the compound. No other men were seen in the compound for 4 days. Then came the knock.